Hi friends, today we are going to learn limits. So yes, limits is an important topic in one of the branches of mathematics called calculus. Calculus in itself is a very big umbrella for mathematics which has different subtopics under it. One of that topic is called limits. The different topics are limits, continuity, derivatives and integration, which I have mentioned here. Apart from that, we are going to start with limits, which is very fundamental part of your mathematics too. And the very critical topic, you have to listen and learn it carefully because it has a compulsory questions in all your exams like CET, then NCERT, then IIT You know the All India rank 1 of IIT JEE has got only one question wrong, which it was from limits. So yes, this is very important and learn it thoroughly. So yes, we will start from limits. Before going to limits, we will answer three fundamental questions like limit of what? Limit of what? So we will solve limits of functions. So you must be aware of this topic called functions. In function we have two things. One is an independent variable and the other is dependent variable. So the independent variable is something which can take any values within the range, and y, which is a dependent variable here, it takes the value of function. So limits. Now I will answer you this question called y limits. Okay. Now y limits. Before answering this question, tell me one thing. What is the value of 2 upon 2? It is 1. Value of 2 upon 0 is infinite. Then value of 0 upon 2 is 0. Right, this is fundamental mathematics. Now tell me, what should be the value of 0 upon 0? With this first rule, the answer should be 1. Correct? By this rule, the answer should be infinite. And this rule says that the answer should be 0. And mathematics does not accept this. Hence, because every particular thing should have only one answer in mathematics. Mathematics deals with only one answer every time, and hence this particular value should not have three different answers, and hence this is called indeterminate form. Indeterminate form. Okay, so this is one of the forms. Now I'll ask you another question. What should be the value of infinity upon infinity? It should be 1 as per first rule, infinity as per second rule, and 0 as per third rule. Again, the same thing. Cannot be possible in mathematics, and hence the answer is this is an indeterminate form. Let's see one more rule, okay? You know, any number x, if it is multiplied by 0, what should be the answer? It should be 0. And any number x, if multiplied by infinity, what should be the answer? Infinity. Now tell me, if I am multiplying infinity to 0, yes, infinity to 0, what should be the answer? As per this rule, the answer should be 0, and as per this rule, the answer should be infinity, which is not possible again. Right? And hence, this is another indeterminate form. Yes. Another. So, we have seen three indeterminate forms, which is 0 by 0, infinity by infinity, 0 into infinity. Likewise, there are other indeterminate forms like infinity raised to 0, 0 raised to infinity, and so on. There are 7 different forms. So why we need to solve limits? Because sometimes we get value of a function which has value like this, which comes value like this. For example, if I am taking a function called x square minus 4 upon x minus 2, and I want you to give me the value of this function at x is equals to 2. Just put value into this function and tell me what should be the answer. So 2 square will be 4 minus 4 x2 minus 2. The answer should be 0 by 0. Yes, we are getting an indeterminate form and this is not acceptable in mathematics. Instead, we have to think why this is happening. So here comes the limit theory into picture. Now we will learn limit theory. Limit theory. In limits, we denote the problem like this. LIM, y is equals to limit at x tends to 2. X tends to 2, you can say this x approaches to 2, x going towards 2, anything. But basically we call this as x tends to 2. Okay? X square minus 4 upon x minus 2. We have to solve this problem. Yes, now we are solving this problem called limit x tends to 2, x square minus 4 upon x minus 2. What do you mean by x tends to 2? X tends to 2, yes. What is this? This is a number line. This is a 0 somewhere. Then here it is 2, here it is 4, here it is minus 2 and so on. The number line will go on like this. Somewhere here it should be 1, somewhere here it will be 3, right? Now I am saying x is tending towards 2, x is approaching towards 2, that means x is going like this or it can be going like this, right? Right? So when it is coming from left hand side it is called left hand limit. When it is coming from right hand side it is called right hand limit. Yes, we will learn this further into this topic in our next sessions. Before that, I'll tell you what is the meaning of x is tending towards 2. X is approaching towards 2. Now let's see the different values of this function at different intervals. So approaching towards 2 means it is not exactly equal to 2, but it is very very close to 2. Very very close to 2. Yes, very close. That means it can be value 1.99999 and so on. But it will never be 2. Never. Okay? So, limit deals with such problems wherein we are not getting exact value at 2 but very very close to the value 2. So let's solve this example with some method called substitution method. So we have the first method in limit called method of substitution. Substitution. Now method of substitution. Here what we will do is let x is equals to 2 plus h, where h is tending towards 0. Right? If h is tending towards 0, that means value of h is very very close to 0. Very very close to 0. Let's put this as 0. Then value of x should be 2 plus 0, which is again 2. So it doesn't making any sense, but this is a different terminology to write it. So if h is tending towards 0, where should x tends to? 2 again, right? So let's substitute this value in this limit. So now your limit becomes limit. Instead of x tending to toward, we will write h tends to 0. Instead of x, we will write 2 plus h. So 2 plus h the whole square minus 4 upon h minus 2. Let's solve this. Limit h tends to 0. Let's minus 2 get cancelled here. It is only h. So what we will get is limit h tends to 0 plus 4 minus 4 cancel. H is common, take it common, so 4 plus H is there in the bracket upon H. H gets cancelled. Let's substitute the value of H as 0 in this equation, so you will get 4 plus 0. The answer is 4. So we are arriving at a value 4. Okay, so we have solved these limits by using the method of substitution, and we got the value of this limit as 4. Okay, so now we will illustrate this using actual values. So okay, so now we will illustrate this using actual values. So y limits, as I said, we have to find the values of the function at the value which is approaching towards 2. Okay, so approaching towards 2 means, I have considered values which are close to 2. So my first value is 1.5, then I am from 1.5 I am approaching towards 2. Okay, so 1.5, then 1.6, 1.8, 1.9, 1.99, 1.99 and so on. So let's see what are the different values of y, different values of x. So 1.5, value of y is 3.5. Similarly for 1.6 it's 3.6. For 1.9 it's 3.9. For 1.999 it's 3.999. So as you increase and goes close to 2, the value of y will go close to 4. This is the observation. So I am repeating. As x is tending towards 2, x is approaching towards 2, y is approaching towards 4, right? So when there will be some point, so 1.999999 will go very close to 2, y will go very close to 4. But now let's see a different example with a different approach and different method to solve it. Let this be limit x tends to 5. Now we will get used to this habit called x tends to y tends to x tends to 5, x square plus x minus 30 upon x minus 5. Let's solve this using second method, which is called method of factorization. As the method itself suggests, we have to find factors. As the method itself suggests, we have to find factors. To find factors, there should be an equation whose factors can be found out. So as you can find, this is a quadratic equation. So quadratic equation will always have two roots, two unknowns. So tell me what should be the two different roots of this equation. So let's solve it. X square plus x minus 30. What are the two different roots of 30? 6 and 5. X square plus 6x minus 5x minus 30. Common between these two and these two. This 2 has x common. I will take x plus 6 as uncommon part. Here minus 5 is common part. I will take x plus 6. So x plus 6 in this 2 is common part, and the uncommon part is x minus 5. So we have this thing. Let's replace this value with x square plus x minus 30. So your y becomes limit x tends to 5, x plus 6 into x minus 5 upon x minus 5. Right? Very clear. X minus 5 is cancelled. Let's substitute the value of x here. Your answer should be 5 plus 6, which is 11. Okay. So to illustrate this and verify, let's use method of substitution again. So now we know value of this limit is 11. We will have to verify. You don't have to do this in exam, but for understanding we will verify this using method of substitution. So what method of substitution says? Replace x with 5 plus h. If x is equal to if x is 5 plus h and h is tending towards 0, your x is tending towards 5. So let's substitute this value in your limits. Your limit becomes y equal to limit. Instead of x tends to 5, we will write h tends to 0. x square will be 5 plus h whole square plus 5 plus h minus 30 upon 5 plus h minus 5. Plus 5 minus 5 is cancelled. Let's open the bracket. Limit h tends to 0. 5 plus h the whole square becomes 25 plus 10h plus h square plus 5 minus 30 is minus 25 plus h upon h. Plus 25 minus 25 gets cancelled. What is left here is limit h tends to 0. 10h plus h, 11h plus h square upon h. So we have arrived at a value 11. So this 11 and that 11 is telling, and hence our answer is correct. So as you have seen, we have seen different methods of solving limits using different examples using different methods. In our next session, we will see further more methods and further more examples to illustrate the limits. Thank you all.